everyone, and welcome to Frontier Opening Bell. It's Thursday, the 19th of January. Let's get the show started. The Nigerian stock market down by 0.16% on Wednesday on the back of a decline by the industrial giant Dangote Cement, 52,615 on the NGX All-Share Index. The BRVM saw the first gain in the week, a very big push, roughly 0.5% to 197.26 on the composite. The EGX finished 15,987. The Nairobi Bourse was 119.37, below the 120 level, while the Johannesburg Stock Exchange finished around 79,865. Those are the core numbers just to sum it up for you yesterday. So let's get the top headline stories in news across economy, business, and finance investments from East Africa, with Somalia's central bank looking to issue new banknotes in 2023. Nigeria's issued new banknotes. The deadline for the total New Horizon was the January 31st. It was scrambling right now for the new currency notes in Nigeria. We've also seen new banknotes introduction within the CFA franc community in Central Africa. So we've seen a few countries going for currency a changeover in 2022 into 2023. In the meantime, the Treasury in Kenya is plotting about 300% stamp duty increase on alcohol, makeup, makeover, whatever, lipstick, things like that. Well, quite a whole lot for everyone to digest. The new administration of President William Ruto is looking for revenues left, right, and center and try to tax everything. So if you drink more alcohol in Kenya, you've got to pay more. That's what it looks like. And Kenya's fintech, Pesesha, has gotten a license to operate out of neighboring Uganda, while coffee farmers in Uganda says they want more than 182 billion shillings, which was allocated to them this year to purchase processing machines, and they want to have a bigger share of the coffee market. So they want government to allocate more funds to them. Rwandan delegates are in Davos, Switzerland. Today is the fourth day of the World Economic Forum in the snow down there in Davos, and Rwanda delegates are marketing Rwanda, the new Kigali International Financial Center, and a host other things that the country is putting in the global display. Africa is making a big show at the Davos, Switzerland. Yesterday was a South Africa Day with demonstrations of culture, entertainment, whatever, of South Africa. And of course, we've heard a bit from a number of African economic and policymakers speaking out of Davos. The South African central bank governor has given the interviews, the finance minister, Godongwana, and a few others. But let's just keep that. Tomorrow is the final day at the Davos 2023. Let's come to West Africa and take a quick look at what's making the headlines today. The Access Corp, which is the holding company for Nigeria's largest commercial bank, which is Access Bank, yesterday unveiled its 5-year news group strategic plan and says it looks to be among the top 5 banks on the continent at the end of the current strategic cycle. It's looking at about 125 million customers and a whole lot more footprint across the African continent. Herbert Wigwe, the group CEO, spoke about leveraging human capital as well as technological capital to integrate and do a whole lot more across the African region and focus on cost-cutting measures for Access Bank across the continent and beyond. In the meantime, the head of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, delivered a very passionate speech in Davos on Wednesday, and he said that the world needs a new global debt architecture to support developing countries that are debt ridden and struggling with interest payments. Countries such as Zambia in Africa, Front Africa Land, Ghana, Nigeria is also struggling. The whole debt payments taking a whole chunk, interest payment taking a chunk of countries' revenues. So that's the latest from the United Nations Secretary General. Now, the Nigeria's National Assembly, the Parliament have asked the Minister of Finance and the Central Bank Governor to bring all the documents relating to the 26 trillion naira ways and means borrowing for the government that are taking place over the last 7 years. Submit those documents as quickly as possible so that it could take decision on government's requests for approval from the National Assembly to securitize those borrowings, which are gone above the 5 limit threshold that was set. And then you have Union Systems, which announced that it has a new trade finance app that will help those who want to do lending across the banking system and do trade across Africa under the new intra-Africa trade. The Bloomberg says cedi, the Ghanaian cedi, is the second weakest currency among the 15 top local currencies in sub-Saharan Africa, and actually the second in entire Africa if you include North Africa into it. And that's according to reports over the past days. Keep that in mind. Let's take it down and look at the Southern Africa. The ESCOM energy crisis not out of the way yet, but South Africa's inflation was one good news yesterday. Came in for the month of December at 7.2%, slightly lower than 7.4% in November. The average inflation figure in South Africa for 2022 came in at about 6.9%. And Steinhoff International share price moved up more than 8% on Wednesday on the back of the news that it was able to raise about $342 million US dollars from the sale of shares in one of its subsidiaries, which was Pepco. And SPAR CEO Brett Aborton is exiting the company at the end of this month, January, on the back of a shakeup on the board of the particular company. In Zambia, the $2 billion deal has been, solar development deal has been signed with the UAE's Mazda, and that's a very big one for Zambia. While the country, the Zimbabwe's electricity distribution company, is in $25 million smart meter scheme to curb debt risk for the country. It's a deal, by the way, that the Zimbabwe Electricity Transmission Development Company Corporation is looking to sign up. Let's get on to the North Africa and get a sense of what's making the headlines very quickly, with the Fitch rating saying Egypt's banks can withstand a further decline in the value of the Egyptian pound. There are talks that the Egyptian pound could go a little bit much lower from its current level. And how will the Egyptian banks cope? Well, Fitch Ratings believe that the banks in the North Africa's largest economy has what it takes to weather the further currency devaluation. Tunisia is reporting external debt up higher by 13% at the end of September, which was the 9 months end of third quarter of last year, while the Markets Authority in Morocco has asked for the suspension of trading in the shares of Credit du Maroc pending the initiation for purchase of Credit du Maroc, which was brought by Homacom Finance and Atlanta Sand. That deal is being looked into by the authorities, and until that deal is finally consummated, the deal is don't trade in the shares of Credit du Maroc. And finally, Orange investing in the telecommunications submarine cable, which will connect Morocco with Europe. And that's a strategic investment there for the telco giant with a major footprint across North, Central, and West African economies. And that's about it for today on Frontier Opening Bell. I am Bosun Omofoye. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.